which you have the double vanity sink, jacuzzi, and a lot of natural light, as well as a shower. They didn't leave any expense on the table. They spent whatever they could.
So you're thinking of making a move to Suffolk County, Long Island. There could be many places to start. Suffolk County is known for its bigger lots, wider streets, massive properties that you're going to find there, and a lot more for the money that you actually pay. We're going to go through that and much more as far as school districts, transportation, proximity to New York City. And by the end of this video, you're going to have everything you need to know about making a move to Suffolk County, Long Island.
Suffolk County is the bigger county on Long Island. We're at least an hour away from Manhattan. The LIR stops in every town in Suffolk County, which is a huge plus. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing primary residences in Suffolk County.
Right, so like Aaron was saying, we're about at least an hour away from Manhattan, New York. So you're going to be using the Long Island Railroad, as we do link the Metro LIRR app in the description of every video. This is going to give you everything you need to know as far as transporting yourself, family, bicycles, cargo goes from anywhere in Suffolk, Nassau, anywhere on Long Island, all the way to Manhattan. So definitely make sure to see the description and download that app so you're prepared for any train rides you may need. Now, we'll start by breaking down the island here into kind of three sections of Suffolk County. We'll go with North Shore, Mid-Island, and then South Shore. So if I pull you up just to the North Shore here, it's very similar to what we talked about in our Nassau County video, where we walked in through the calmness of the waters on the North Shore. We're still a bit more classical, less of a speed racer beachy vibe like you see on the South Shore. So a lot of these towns when we visit, like say Huntington, or if we go to like Asheroken is a very luxury town, Northport, Fort Salonga. These towns can, of course, the closer you get, run your price point a little bit higher, the closer you get to the water, and you also have the same kind of obstacle of the flood insurance premium. You want to protect your home, of course, of any flooding. The good news is you could find a lot of homes within these blocks where the terrain is a bit more mountainous, a bit more hilly. So a lot of these flood zones, you end up in an X zone, which basically means you don't need flood insurance, typically because of the topography. It actually steers the water downward away from the homes in that general vicinity. So it gives you a lot more room in your budget, your price point, and your monthly fees to ownership in those areas. So I'm going to send it back to Aaron now to go over the North Shore towns with you guys, the top ones that you guys have asked us about, what people are most often seeking out, and kind of describe the differences between the few of them.
So as Chris was saying, we're going to go into some of the North Shore towns in Suffolk County. Here we do have Huntington. In the Huntington area, home prices, we can actually get something as low as $600,000, $650,000, and that gives you the benefit of being close to an area such as Lloyd Harbor right here, where the homes are going to be $1 million all the way up to $40 million. And the thing about Lloyd Harbor is that you do have a lot of the exclusive clubs, a lot of celebrities are here. You also have a lot of golfing involved and country clubs. So if you're that type of person, definitely would recommend Lloyd Harbor. And as we shift over here to Huntington Bay, you're still going to have a lot of those higher luxury price points by the bay. Some of these homes might need work as well. Some of these homes might need work, but you can customize them to your liking in order to make sure that you're not buying something move-in ready where there's none of your personal touch there, right? So definitely recommend Huntington Bay if you're going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff, Aaron. But I'm also going to zoom in so you can see kind of the veins and arteries of the North Shore here in Suffolk County, where we've got towns like Centerport, which keep you more so on these aisles of water. Again, it's very relaxing towns, not very beachy vibe, but a more classical waterfront type of vibe, like a Gatsby setting, but without as expensive and without as nice parties. Now, so one of the big towns Aaron was talking about, we get a lot of requests on, is Northport. And if we zoom in, this is a town that I spent a lot of time in my teens. We'd go out here and kind of hang out by the water, experience the village, and I'll show you what the village exactly looks like. So right along this water line here, you have boats coming in, and you've got Main Street here, which has a ton of bars, restaurants, shops, things to do during the day, and during the weekends, this place really packs out. So you definitely want to make sure you park the car very early in the morning so you can find parking. But other than that, it's a great day out for the kids and the family all together. You've got Ritz Cafe, Copenhagen Bakery Cafe, and that actually does drop down a little bit even further south, where you'll head into 25A here. So you're going to be actually seeing almost a continuation of the village, but a little bit more spread out. So you'll have some shops, restaurants, entertainment along that strip, which is, turns into Fort Salonga Road. So you're going to be seeing entertainment there. It's just not as high of a degree as when you're close by the village and the water side. So East Northport is a big one. And another big benefit of living on the North Shore, and always, this continues throughout Long Island, is they're highly desirable school districts that we find from you guys, being that we've sold homes in Kings Park, Middleville, East Northport, Comac. We've gotten so many requests on these districts. We include also in the description of every video greatschools.org, so you can get all of your schooling information. And also, if you contact us, we're able to set up tours for you guys. You can do this virtually, you can do this in person of the schools and with the superintendents and principals themselves to get an idea of what the kind of school district and what the schools are going to feel like for your kid. You could even send your child to these schools and have them actually shadow another student so they can spend the day in the school and see if they like it themselves. And one of the things we want to touch on that's important to you guys is the price point and taxes that you see up there. So when we show you that North Shore, that's a luxury branch of Long Island. So it's $1 million plus really. And if you're going to be going, like he was saying about Huntington, there are several areas in Huntington, including the Village, including the Incorporated, including Huntington Station, where if you drop a little bit further south than the shore itself, you're able to keep your taxes low, of course flood premium is low, and the price point will drop a little bit as well because you're not in as exclusive of an area as it's considered here. So if you're looking more towards the mid-range of price point, you want to keep it like $500,000 to $800,000. If that's more so your budget, you'd be dropping right into sort of this range right here. Okay, and again, you're getting still highly desirable school districts. Wisconsin School District, Smithtown School District, Comac School District. So very desirable areas to send kids to school. There's a lot of extracurricular activities here. And the price point does dip just a little bit in some areas more so than others, but we're going to show you some of these towns and what they have to offer. Now, I actually went to high school in the South Shore of Suffolk County, which was St. John the Baptist and West Islip. But a lot of the sporting events that I was in ice hockey, we did them in this area because they had a lot of those type of arenas and offerings that they can give to residents and the people that lived in those towns. So Dix Hills and Smithtown have some very popular ice skating rinks. And that's where we tended to play a lot of our games and practices because you have a lot of things going on there as well. And if you zoom into some of these towns, Dix Hills is a bit more on your expensive side. The price point here can range anywhere from around $650, $700. I'll give them $700,000 and on. If you find something in there for $700,000, it's going to need some work to it, and they can go well over $1 million and into the $2 millions if they're fully updated. But you're getting Dix Hills Park, the golf course, Clark Gillies Arena, who was an Islanders player for the New York Islanders hockey team. And a lot of these blocks, if you zoom in, you could even see here just the separation between the houses. They are bigger lot sizes. Suffolk County is so well known for this. And in this general area, people tend to ask, well, hey, if I'm cutting my price point, am I losing square footage? Am I losing any of the land value? It's not that. You still have the full-on lot sizes that you can expect to see on the North Shore. Of course, it ranges property to property and parcel to parcel, but you still are getting a ton of space. And in general, if you were to buy something like a Colonial or a High Ranch, you're going to see square footage hovers, really mainly from at least 2,300 square feet and up. Whereas in Nassau County, when we're showing you high ranches, they could be as low as 2,000 square feet. It totally depends, but the homes are more conjoined in Nassau. Over here in Suffolk, you have the space to actually even expand the house and get a lot more square footage out of your living space. I'm going to pause this video and show you the listing of the week. Contrary to the title of this video, this one's actually in Nassau County. This is a new construction that Aaron and I toured for you guys. Let us know what you think.
All right, we are about to take you inside of this beautiful new construction home. This is a 5-bed, 6-bath colonial style home. So we've showed you the colonials in the past. This one slightly different with how they maneuver the square footage on the interior. You'll see maybe a little bit of a different kitchen than you have in the past, a little bit of different living area as well. Can take you right in. Come on in. Off the jump, we love the cast iron doors. Easily, you can put your own crest if you wanted, like a family crest, or any kind of hologram that you wanted on the doors. As always, really love what they did with this one, because some of the previous ones we were in, they actually had hardwoods on the floors. With this, you're getting the marble tiling throughout, so it actually opens up the space. You can really feel the square footage of this one. Being that it is just around that 3,000 mark, you feel every square foot of it.
Bringing us around off the living area, we do have a half bath as well, and we do have a nice living area, which brings us along to the kitchen.
I like that they have the marble running throughout. It is a cost that you're going to incur as a builder, but it really does create a lot of demand. It's very popular and trendy here on Long Island because it really accentuates the space. Little cafe table here. This is kind of like your eat-in kitchen for your quick, easy dinners. If you're entertaining, got to get the kids out, good to have one of these tables so you don't have to sit down and do everything the long way.
kitchen has every appliance you can imagine. You got the dishwasher, you got a stove, you have ventilation that ventilates outside of the property. In addition, all the appliances are Samsung. The countertops are quartz countertops. Usually, if you remember from the last home we saw, they made some space for the dining area and the kitchen. So they did the same thing here where they made enough space where you could even have a little bit of a nook area. So that's why you have the separation between that living area, a nook area, and the kitchen, which is always a plus. Bringing us along, all the basement is fully finished, and we have an outside separate entrance from the basement. Also, as you're gonna notice, there's a lot of natural light, a lot of windows, which definitely brings out the ambiance of the kitchen. They used a lot of light colors here, and I think that gives us good contrast with the paint colors that they chose, which is mostly light grays, whites, which definitely brings out everything to do with the whole house in general. All right, so now I'm gonna bring you guys to the formal dining room. So this table gives you some perspective of what you can fit here. You could definitely fit a group of 8 to 10 people, which is really good. It's a big space. Notice how all the walls are fully finished, and it's an open space for more of your intimate dinner gatherings and holidays. All right, so now I'm gonna bring you to the bed on the first floor. The good thing about having a bed on the first floor is it's good for a family member that maybe can't use the stairs. We have a separate entrance that brings you in through the side of the home. And actually this separate bedroom comes with its own full bath. So that's always a plus to have. And same thing throughout, every bedroom has a closet, crown moldings throughout, hardwood floors in the bedrooms. Basically everything that you can have here, you have, and you could definitely fit a queen or king size bed for sure.
Always builder's choice when it comes to the shandy that they throw up on the ceiling. This one, very unique fixture. I love it myself.
All right, coming up guys. The second floor features hardwood floors throughout. We have a total of 4 bedrooms. Bringing us here, we actually have a very nice laundry area, so you don't have to go out to do your laundry, always a plus. Come here to the first bedroom. Most, if not all the bedrooms do have an ensuite bathroom with a closet. These closets are not small closets, they're large. Crown moldings again throughout. And most of the bathrooms have this dark undertone to it, which is a nice contrast to the downstairs, which is more lighter. I would tell you that all the bedrooms have a lot of natural light. I'm gonna bring you into the second one now. This is one of the only bedrooms without a bathroom, although we do have a large closet. It's more like a double closet. It's a very large space. Easily, you can fit another queen bed in here pretty easily, and it's definitely good for a child, family member to make their space call home. Bringing us into the bathroom. This is the hallway bathroom. They use a lot of light colors here, as you can see. Double vanity sink, crystal tiles on the wall, and they chose blue backsplash tiles for the shower, which is in contrast to the others, which is more dark. Gives you that contrast if you want to change the scenery. And bringing us into the third, and I'm telling you, these bedrooms just keep getting bigger and bigger. You do have another large closet, crown moldings, hardwood floors, same as the others. A lot of natural light as we saw in the other few bedrooms. And you're looking right out at the main road, which is good. So if you're gonna lock down this bedroom, choose this one because you gotta look at the cars passing by. All right, and now we're here for the main attraction. We're here for the master bedroom. You guys are not going to want to miss this. Walking in, we have a walk-in closet, which is ginormous for her. I'm sorry, you're not getting much. And this master, literally, I mean, you could fit probably, I would tell you, 2 king-size beds in here. It's pretty large. You do have your own master bathroom as well, which you have the double vanity sink, jacuzzi, and a lot of natural light, as well as a shower. They didn't leave any expense on the table. They spent whatever they could to make sure that you have the best home you have and you don't have to do any kind of work.
Another big town that people inquire about and we see a lot of traction on, we have listings here ourselves, is Commuting. Now the homes here, you're getting a lot of split level homes, so they're a bit different of a feel. If you're not familiar, there's a lot of steps. So the home kind of can have a little flat level, step down into the kitchen, step down into a den or a living room area, what you tend to see a lot of in the town and region of Commuting. But you do have Route 25 that runs straight through it, and along that you're getting restaurants, shopping, just a ton of stores and entertainment. This is an AMC movie theater. Believe it or not, we still have some people that go to the movies. And if you do, it's going to be a really great experience here because they do it very nice. The chairs kick back, you bring in food, blankets, pillows, all that. So it's a really fun time. Okay, and remember, you've heard us talk about Route 25. This is Jericho Turnpike, so it does run all the way from Nassau into Suffolk County. So if you are going to be making, a transportation from Suffolk to Nassau, you could take Jericho Turnpike, but keep in mind, you're going to be seeing traffic lights. It's going to take you a lot more time than if you were to just use your main parkways, like the ones we talk about, the Northern State, the Long Island Expressway, and the Southern State. And just for reference, I'm going to show you where those are right now. So if we pinch out, we've got your Northern State Parkway here, $495. This is your Long Island Expressway. A lot of you guys in the comments section, or it's really one person in particular, is saying that I call this a parkway. The reason I do that, it's accidental, but most expressways in America, you have to pay tolls. We don't have that here. It is an expressway, which you can go straight through. What that means is basically you're going to be seeing truck traffic here as well. Trucks and commercial vehicles are not allowed on the northern state or the southern state, but they are allowed on the Long Island Expressway. And just for reference again, your southern state is down here. These are all run east and west, and we call them the Big Three. I'm going to send it back to Aaron to talk about a few more towns.
So to expand on that, you also have Hauppauge here. Hauppauge, you're going to find price points below that $750,000 price point. Smithtown here, we have Smithtown school districts. With Smithtown, home prices are going to be around that $700,000 price point and up. The school district of Smithtown actually expands into the lower districts of Wisconsin and Lower St. James. So when you get to Wisconsin has its own school district here. You're able to keep that price point in that $650,000 price point and still have great schools. Large property sizes and low taxes. So as we bring us through the 347 into Hauppauge, we are going to be driving through a lot of great areas and amenities. We do have Hauppauge High School here, as well as some great restaurants and shopping amenities, such as Wingstop, TJ Maxx, etc. And price points, we could probably get something around that $500,000 range.
Yeah, so getting your foot in the door on price point is what some of you guys have reached out about. And some of you guys also just want the amenities. So if we actually look at, what's just outside of Smithtown here, well within Smithtown actually, is Blydenburg County Park. This is one of the most renowned parks that we have in New York State as a whole. And it's very nice because it's right near the Stonebridge Golf Links and Country Club. You have Bill Richards Park, this whole green area. It's a lot of parks. Another huge one that's big in Smithtown is Caleb Smith State Park Preserve. Make sure if you go to any of these, you're bringing tick spray, bug spray. There are a ton of ticks. It's a heavily wooded area, but it is very beautiful, especially in blooming season, in the spring and in the fall when there's fall foliage. It's beautiful. So that's why they're so renowned. Now, just to give you another idea of where we are location-wise, we look for our Big Three, our Northern State, our Long Island Expressway, and our Southern State Parkways. So our Big Three, we've got our Northern State running through right here. Remember, we did say that Long Island Expressway and the Northern State do cross over, and that's right where it happens, just inside of Islandia here. Your Southern State Parkway, right down at the bottom, so we know exactly where we're at. Now, we were just at Hauppauge here. Another big thing that people love, this came in about 5-7 years ago, was Jake's 58. This is your casino down here. It's fully legalized. Make sure to have fun, be responsible there, but it is something you could enjoy. Now, as we move further across Middle Island, a little bit further east, some of the other towns that we would show you guys, if you were looking for something like a nice sized property with a ranch house or a cape house, something you could expand yourself, but is also going to keep the price point super decent, like $450 at the low end. Of course, you're going to have to do a lot of work to that property, but it can get you in the door. Areas like Lake Ronkonkoma, which this is actually the lake right here, where that town's named after. You have Ronkonkoma itself. Towns like Lake Grove, they're a little bit higher up. They're kind of in the Wisconsin School District. That changes again district-wise right around here, so you're entering the Ronkonkoma School District. So that does switch over. It's still very good schools, but just keep in mind their price point does stay a little higher in Lake Grove. And that's not because of school district, it's because of its location to 24, where you've got your designer outlets, your shopping, your restaurants, bars. There's a lot more things to do there. So that's why you end up with a higher price point. Yeah, if you guys looking for some budget towns where you could do some really good damage on price point with a good product, some of the ones I recommend are Selden, Coram, Centereach. People sleep on these towns. There's a lot you can get with property value here. You could get in the door $450,000, $500,000. We're doing a little bit of work to the house, and it gets you a prime location with property size. So if you're someone that wants to entertain or lot space for whatever it is that you want to get done, these are great towns to do it in. You're not going to see too much on city or village end of things to do in the area, but for price per square foot, and if you're looking to have large lot size, large house, do a lot right there. Other good thing about Suffolk County in this region here, we talked about this before, you've got Long Island MacArthur. This is the only public airport that you're going to see out in Suffolk County. The rest of the airports are all private, so if you own the jet, they'll provide the airport, but anyone can get into MacArthur. It's a very simple airport as well. Do keep in mind the overhead flight noise that you're going to hear if you live in any of these towns, Holbrook, Holtzville, Farmingville. The planes are coming in, they're going out, so keep that in mind. If you look just a bit further east, people tend to, in Nassau County, call this the Lost Lands, okay? We don't call it that here in moving to Long Island. you have a lot of green, okay? So if you notice what's going on, there's a ton of memorial parks here. You've got state parks, Middle Island Country Club. You have a lot of luxury things that you could be doing and spending time out at the farms, taking kids out, taking the family out, and relaxing green acres out here. So if that's the lifestyle you enjoy and you want to be more on the rural end, this is the section of Long Island which puts you about 2 hours away from New York City via the train, the Long Island Railroad, but that's the lifestyle you want, then you can very easily get it there. We hope you're enjoying this video, and be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to see next. And if you are making a move to Long Island yourself, be sure to give us a call. We are the #1 relocation team here in Long Island. Everything you need to contact us is down in the description below, and we look forward to hearing from you.
So now we're going to bring you down towards your South Shore. We got beaches, we got boats, we got jet skis, maybe even a little yacht here and there. A lot of things to do, a lot of activities for the kids. Besides the jet skiing, definitely a lot of rocky waters, but there are also some calm waters, right? Let's just make sure that you keep your children safe. So some towns people love include Sayville, Bayport, Patchogue, as well as Bellport. And the price ranges vary depending on where you're at. In Bellport, we're gonna see homes on the higher end of the price point. Some of these homes are gonna hit over $1 million easy. But when you come to Patchogue, you can easily find a property between that $600,000 to $800,000 range. It's a really fun, come alive town. There's a lot to do. Could easily go to shops, restaurants, activities, a lot to do. Every Thursday in the summer, they have something in Patchogue called Live After 5, which is basically them shutting down the streets and them having activities. It's great for the kids. Bring your family, bring your pets. It's amazing. So these general areas seem to be more of a city family feel, as opposed to areas on the left and right end, which is more country-like, more serene, a lot higher price points, and a lot more privacy.
So again, some of those towns, like Aaron was saying, like Patchogue, Sayville, Bayport, Bellport, they have villages, a lot of things to do here, whereas when you move a little bit over to the east, you're seeing areas like Shirley, Brookhaven, Mastic Beach. Not a ton more things to do. It's a little bit more spaced out. Things like the Westheim National Wildlife Refuge. So you have kind of like pasture area, preserve area like that for nature. The other way you get to Fire Island is the ferry. So that comes out of Bayshore, and it will take you to either your Kismet, Ocean Beaches, Cherry Grove, Davis Park. My favorite ones are Kismet and Ocean Beach. Not another big one in the area here. You got Heckscher State Park. This is like a gorgeous strip. If you're taking Heckscher State Parkway down here, it's a very scenic ride, very nice drive during the sunsetting hours and at night. Moving to the actual towns though, you're keeping a decent price point here. You can get in for $600,000, and you do have access to Sunrise Highway or Montauk Highway, as it does change its name as it goes into Suffolk County, which is going to bring you your service road. It's getting you a lot of shops. You've got Westfield, South Shore Mall. You've got stores, restaurants. So that continues from East Islip, getting into Bayshore. Going to have more of a village. You have South Shore University Hospital here. Now this is where most people get confused, because as I zoom out, we now see a West Islip. But we have Islip and East Islip over here. And yes, there are actually towns in between. You have West Bayshore, that actually separate West Islip and all the different Islip. You should know that they do change from Islip to Islip depending on which one you're looking at. And things start to get a little bit more congested, a little bit more dense in this area as you make your way into Babylon, a great village, a great party town. People have an awesome time here, especially in the summer. There are tons of bars, restaurants, shops. That's going to be all on West Main Street. The real difference you see is when you get into Amityville, Lindenhurst, Copiague, East Massapequa. Your borderline of Nassau and Suffolk is right here at Massapequa. So you start to really feel that Nassau density, congestion. The lot size shrinks down a lot. The price point starts to go up here. So do keep that in mind. But it is putting you a lot closer to the city. Now you're about, again, an hour away from New York City, Manhattan. So it does cut down on your transportation if you're someone that is a commuter going to New York City very often. Some honorable mentions that we have in Suffolk County before we end the video. Towns that we love: Deer Park, Melville. Okay, really great for seeing things like shops, restaurants, and things you can do. But the price point will stay a bit higher when you guys ask us about price points. Those are a couple where you're going to see them stay a little bit on the high end, could be around $700,000-800,000 plus, but you get a prime location with a lot of things to do. And anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, and reach out to us if you're making a move out here to Long Island. We are the #1 relocation team, and we are loving the calls and the texts we get from you guys. All of our information is in the description below.